Bhartrihari Mehtab ji.
Madam, the issue of population is more important.
I know. Sure, it is important.
And this private member resolution is pending for quite some time. And during last 2 weeks, we have not taken any private member business because of.
I know. So we will have some.
मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, रिजोल्यूशन है. मैं कहा
रिजोल्यूशन ही है.
रिजोल्यूशन ही है. मैं वही बता रहा हूँ.
रिजोल्यूशन की बात हो रही है.
वही बता रहा हूँ. इतने मुकाबले क्यों हो?
2001, India gave in principle agreement or approval for the procurement of 126 MMRCA. And the user requirements were also issued, which is called the Services Qualitative Requirement, SQRs, about which Manya Shri Rahul Gandhi ji referred in 2006. These SQRs were issued in 2006. The deal only reached a deadlock in 2014. From 6, when the SQRs were issued, and in 14, you leave the government without anything but the sense of urgency, the neighborhood. I'm being reminded that we don't need to talk about the neighborhood. All of us know about it. Oh, all of us knew about it. Did you do something about it? Did you do something about it? Did you get the aircrafts? 2006, the SQRs were released. And in 14, even further, I'll go even further, ma'am. Please, the reasons for the deadlock, even then, were not clear. What was the deal? They were negotiating for 18 aircrafts to be bought in a flyaway condition, and the rest 108 to be produced with, let us say, the HAL. The sense of urgency made you think that you should get 18 in flyaway condition. National security is important. I would have presumed that's the reason they went for 18 flyaway and the rest 108 to be produced in India over an 11-year period in their agreement. I want to know if the national security and the sense of urgency, which again, Sri Rahul Gandhi reminded us, when the SQRs were issued, there was a sense of urgency which was also mentioned. Till today, you have not bought aircraft was a very emotionally charged member asking. Very legitimate question, I agree. But 18 flyaway you couldn't obtain by the time it was 2014. After 2006, you went away without even getting the 18 flyaway. I want to know why. Why? There wasn't an agreement, there wasn't a deal, you didn't buy any, and today you get up to say, what is the sense of urgency that you have appreciated to get the aircrafts? Please. All right?
जबकि एनडीए सरकार ने सिर्फ 14 महीने में रक्षा सौदे की प्रक्रिया को पूरा कर लिया और देश में पहला राफेल विमान और इसी साल सितंबर में आ जाएगा, जबकि 2022 तक सभी 36 विमान भारत को मिल जाएंगे। सीतारमन ने कहा कि कांग्रेस की नीयत कभी भी विमान लाने की नहीं थी। उन्होंने कांग्रेस पर आरोप लगाते हुए कहा कि उन्हें कमीशन नहीं मिला, इसीलिए डील नहीं की।
The intergovernmental agreement was signed on 23rd September 2016, and the first aircraft will be delivered in 3 years from that date, and the last aircraft will come in 2022. The first aircraft will be delivered in 3 years. In 3 years from 2016, that is in 2019, this year September, you will have the first aircraft, and the 36th aircraft will be here in 2022. Facts are frightening the Congress party.
Yes. Yes.
I'm standing here today to give point by point answer to the questions raised not just by the Congress in the opposition, but by every member of the party, this house, who have shown interest in the topic, and I want to reply them with facts. And if facts are going to fight in the Congress party and they don't want me to answer, I'm sorry, it's very disappointing that senior members from the party in the opposition much before I can even start, don't want to hear my reply. It's very, very disheartening. It's very disheartening, madam. This country will have to understand that defense purchases are of national security related and therefore very, very important. National security is important whether they are in power or we are in power or any other party is in the ruling in this country. Yes. National security demands that all of us, yes, discuss issues, yes, raise questions on issues, but we cannot run away from the facts. We cannot run away from getting the required answers on which, rightly, in Parliament, questions have been raised. So thank you very much, madam. I am going to seek your indulgence so that by point, I'm going to have to give reply. Yes. Now let's understand, how is our neighborhood? Our neighborhood for India is very, oh, thank you if you know it. Please have the patience and gracefulness to accept that I have a chance to speak now. Ma'am, please, I would want to tell you, ma'am, the environment around India is very, very volatile. And we've had wars both in the western frontier and in the northern borders. It is important for us to understand, therefore, that India, all of us would want, whoever is in government, would want to have peace in our neighborhood. We'll do everything to keep peace. But it cannot be at the cost of the operational readiness of our armed forces. It cannot be at the cost of making our armed forces feel that enough is not being given to them to fight. We've had enough number of wars in this neighborhood, and therefore we should recognize that timely getting of equipments for our armed forces should be the priority for any government. Skirmishes or military standoffs keep happening. All of us recognize that these two borders are always highly sensitive, and it is important for us to timely, in time, purchase the required ammunition or the platforms which are required. China added 400 aircrafts between 2004 and 2015. Fourth generation aircrafts, fighter aircrafts like J-10, J-11, J-16, Su-27, Su-30 were all being added to the Chinese arsenal. Even fifth generation stealth fighters were being added. If that's about China, what about Pakistan? They increased their total number of aircrafts by more than double. They had F-16 bought in, and also they added 43 JF-17 class Chinese aircrafts to the arsenal. Now, if this is China and Pakistan, what were we doing in India? In 2002, we had 42 squadrons. In 2007, this came down to 36 squadrons. Further, by the time it was 2015, it was reduced to 33 squadrons. Our neighbors are increasing their capacity, and we, who should have supplied the Air Force with enough power, the motion having commenced in 2001 under Atal Bihari Vajpayee, kept moving at snail's pace, and we did not have, even by 2014, did not have what was moved by Atal Bihari Vajpayee. A deadlock situation was created, and we were left with no additional aircrafts, and we are constantly being reminded there was a deal. We gave this much money. Where was the 126 aircraft? Where were they? Have they got it? What price did they pay? What is this 526 crore that they're constantly talking about?
तो रक्षा मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमन ने सदन में इसका जवाब दिया है। चलेंगे सीधा विक्रांत मेरे सहयोगी हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं। विक्रांत, विपक्ष इस मुद्दे को, कम से कम राफेल मुद्दे को तो हाथ से जाना देना नहीं चाहता है। जाहिर सी बात है कि 2019 का चुनाव करीब है, लेकिन क्या रक्षा मंत्री के इस बयान के बाद विपक्ष संतुष्ट नजर आ रहा है?
विपक्ष का संतुष्ट होने का तो प्रश्न ही सब खड़ा नहीं होता, क्योंकि सीधे तौर पर नज़र जो है वो 2019 पर है। और विपक्ष जिस तरीके से इस मुद्दे को उठा रहा है, राहुल गांधी जिस तरीके से इस मुद्दे को उठा रहे हैं, चाहे वो सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से हो या फिर प्रेस के सामने आकर के बयान देने के उनका जो तरीका है, जिस तरीके से वो लगातार बयान दे रहे हैं, साफ दिखाता है कि विपक्ष इस मुद्दे को 2019 के चुनाव तक एक बड़ा मुद्दा बनाकर रखेगा। हालांकि जहां तक हम निर्मला सीतारमण का जो जवाब रहा रक्षा मंत्री के तौर पर सदन में, उसकी तरफ भी अगर हम ध्यान दें तो उन्होंने दोनों तरफ से बयान देने की कोशिश की। यानी एक बयान जो तकनीकी पक्ष है इस राफेल मामले का, क्या इसकी ज़रूरत है, कैसे इसकी पूरी प्रोक्योरिंग की गई, किस तरीके से खरीदा गया, HAL को क्यों नहीं दिया गया, इन सब चीज़ों का जवाब दिया। दूसरी तरफ उन्होंने राजनीतिक जवाब भी देने की कोशिश की। उन्होंने विपक्ष पर, कांग्रेस पर एक तरह से राजनीतिक हमले भी अपने बयान के जरिए करने की कोशिश की, जब उन्होंने कहा कि हम लोग दो डिफेंस डीलिंग नहीं करते बल्कि डिफेंस के लिए डील करते हैं। तो इस तरीके से उन्होंने विपक्ष पर हमला भी करने की कोशिश की। विपक्ष भी ये जानता है, निर्मला सीतारमण भी ये जानती है, सरकार भी ये जानती है कि विपक्ष से के संतुष्ट होने का सवाल ही नहीं है, क्योंकि विपक्ष इसे 2019 से चुनाव से जोड़ कर देख रहा है। अब बीजेपी और सरकार की एक कोशिश है कम से कम वो अपने जवाब के जरिए देश की जनता को एक जवाब दे सके, जिसके मन में विपक्ष को सुन करके कुछ सवाल खड़े हो रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल नजर आप बना रहे कि विक्रांत, शुक्रिया। बात सही कही है कि 2019 का एक अहम मुद्दा है, जाहिर सी बात है विपक्ष इसको हाथ से जाने क्यों देगा, भले ही